Hi, my name is Michael Zelensky, and I am the founder of the company called Lighted, which helps founders and CEOs and CTOs of companies to build a digital-first business, a business which is fully automated and which is easy to grow because it is automated, and the growth becomes predictable and frictionless. And today I'd like to talk about the company knowledge or the knowledge base. In the last talk, I introduced the topic and I spoke about why this is so important for a company to have a single source of truth or the knowledge base. Why I'm referring to it as a single source of truth? Because this is the central informational hub. If the information is not centralized and if it's not in the knowledge base, then the knowledge of the company becomes scattered or fragmented. It lives everywhere. It lives in email threads, it lives in messenger messages like Slack or WhatsApp. It lives in the notes, in documents and PowerPoint decks, in spreadsheets, in databases, in logs. It lives everywhere, and it's not easy to find it, and it's not easy to categorize it. So basically, it's not easy to use it. There are very specific problems related to the knowledge of the company. The first problem, which is very noticeable to newcomers or the new employees, and is almost invisible to the employees who have been at the company for a long time, and especially to the management. They just don't see this problem, and that problem is the learning curve or onboarding of new employees. When a new employee comes, joins the team or the company, they start to learn about the internal flows, about the projects, about who owns what, about which other people there are at the company, which technologies they use, which workflow they use, and so on. Everything about the company. And if you have ever been a new employee, a newcomer, you probably remember this. How hard it is for a newcomer to learn about the company, about internal routines, internal flows, where the documentation is, which technologies are used, what's the location for the documentation storage. Well, many things. There are many things employees should know about the company, and as the time goes, they gradually learn about the company, and they continue contributing. They start contributing to the knowledge of the company. They produce new information, and that information just adds to this fragmented landscape. So every new employee faces even harder times finding all the information which is needed for work. And for the company, it means losses of time and resources. For example, money, the salary which the company pays to the employee, while the employee has to learn, has to look for the information. So the central knowledge base, or the single source of truth, as I call it, will solve this problem. Another big problem is again related to the employees, but in this case, or this time, it appears this problem becomes visible when an employee leaves and not enters the company. And at this time, the problem is very, very visible to the management of the company and to other employees who have been at the company for a longer time. And this problem is as big or as hard or as painful as longer the living employee has been working at the company, and the more information or technologies, in case if it's an engineer, that employee has generated for the company. When that employee leaves, the knowledge which lived in his notes, emails, messages in his mind and his memory lives with them, and the company loses a lot of its knowledge, and the rest of the employees will have to recollect or regather or re-engineer that knowledge again without the help of a central knowledge base, without the help of the single source of truth. And this means again the losses of time, losses of resources, losses of money, and also this creates a less comfortable environment at the company, because the employees understand, the employees who have to recollect the knowledge or to re-engineer knowledge, they are not very happy about that. I've seen this many times in the companies which I led and in the companies which I helped, that when an employee, an important employee leaves, taking all the knowledge with them, other employees are not happy. They are really upset, because they know that in addition to their own work, now they have to do more work recollecting the data or rebuilding the knowledge of the company. And that is actually not always, not even not possible, because sometimes the employees taking the knowledge which is not possible to, which is not possible or not easy or even not possible to rebuild. This is the second problem of the knowledge of the company. Another problem is again related to the time and to the environment, the overall environment of the company, whether it's comfortable or not, and that problem is looking for the information. When employees, when people need an information, they will start looking for it. It's good if they know where to look, but if they don't know where to look, they will start asking around, and that takes time. And if this is a time critical issue or task or project, for example, in customer support teams. These are very time critical tasks, sometimes under SLA, sometimes it's just the image of the brand, which is affected by the waiting time of the clients when they ask a question. So, and this is the lack of the centralized knowledge base just contributes to this problem. Making the brand looking not as good as it could. The companies which I saw, my companies or the company which I helped, and which didn't have, most of the companies didn't have the knowledge base. Some did, some had kind of fragmented or partial solution to the knowledge base. But most of the companies, especially small companies, especially startups, especially small startups, they usually didn't have, and they usually don't have this knowledge base. And the explanation is simple, because the management thinks that they don't need it. The management doesn't see the problem. The management thinks that all the people should know everything about the company. They should learn, and besides, they themselves know everything about the company, because the founders, the management, have been at the company. If it's a small company, if it's a young company, if it's a startup, they know the company from beginning, so they know everything about the company. And besides that, they live in the company. All the time they spend at the company, working for the company, and so they literally know everything about the company. So they don't see the problem, and the problem starts appearing at the management level only when the company grows. But nevertheless, the problem still exists. If the company has newcomers, and if the company has people leaving the company from time to time, then the problem is there. The solution which lies on top, without the single source of truth, without the knowledge base, the solution is to have more meetings. Again, for a small company, it's not a problem. The meetings can happen everywhere, anytime, without any special planning. Sometimes it can be sometimes issues or problems can be discussed during lunchtime or after work, at a bar, for example, or at a coffee corner. But as company grows, the meetings become intolerable. The meetings, the amount of the number of participants, the people taking part in the meetings, grows, and that means a huge loss of time for the money, and not only the time but also the money, because it's the salary which has to be paid on the basis of time, and also, which is not less important, is the focus of the people. There is a category of people in every company, and if it's a digital first company, which I'm advocating, if it's a digital first company, then many of the, if not all, many of the employees will be engineers, and engineers are typically introverts. They like They like to save their focus. They don't want to spread the focus. They want to focus on one thing and be very good at that thing. And all the meetings where they just sit and say nothing and do nothing is not very comfortable for them. I've seen this many times, and I think Elon Musk. I read somewhere that Elon Musk had a rule at SpaceX that anyone at any meeting at any time can leave the meeting when they think that the meeting is not for them, when they think that they are not getting any information, any new information, or they cannot contribute to the problem discussed on the meeting. So the knowledge base would be very helpful to this problem. Many meetings could be reduced in time or reduced in the number of participants, or even avoided. Saving time, saving focus, and letting engineers working at the company focus on their specific tasks they are good at. So how is this knowledge base can be implemented? First of all, this has to be kind of a database, a text-based database with the possibility for the users, for the intranet users, for the employees of the company, to access this database as text. For example, it can be a Wikipedia or a similar product, which allows storing texts and documents and files, and which also has a search and helps searching the documents, searching the information. That system needs to be able to collect information, to store that information, to have the possibility to search, as I've just said, and it also needs to have ways for external communications, but the last one, the external communications, is not really necessary. It can be reduced or not used at all. So first of all, the most important is collecting information. There are two ways to collect information in this knowledge base. The first way is the automated way. It can be a cron job collecting information from given sources, or it can be a service reading emails or logs, or whatever information is fed into the company services. A company today is actually a set or a number of services. Sometimes it's a SaaS service, sometimes it's an intranet service, and all that information is producing a lot of information, and all that information stays fragmented without the central knowledge base. The second way is the manual way. Automated way is not enough, and it should not be the main way of collecting information. The main way of collecting information is through real human input. So every employee should be responsible for providing the information about their topic they are responsible for. And when this single source of truth or the knowledge base is queried or asked about specific problem or issue, this single source of truth should give the most actual answer. And if the answer is not there, then it's the duty of the employees to add that information, that missing information, into the single source of truth. And this is how the whole thing works. Actually, this is the most important part of the single source of truth functionality, which ensures that it is really the single source of truth, and that it, at every moment of time, it has all the necessary information, and the most important, that information is actual. The information is real time, it's active, and that will be very important for people like customer support, when they query the single source of truth first, and when they don't find the answer, they think about, okay, where should this information comes from, and they ping a person or a system about this information, and they ask them to add the missing information, so that all the information to them comes from the single source of truth and not from the other employees of the company. So this example of customer support is a very good example, because, as I mentioned earlier, this is a time-critical work, and the tasks are time-critical, and the problem is very can be seen very well in this field. I've seen many customer support specialists who literally run around an office, or literally calling everyone and sending messages to everyone, asking about a certain feature of an application or a product which they don't know about. If they cannot find, and sometimes it's possible because the companies today are distributed over the globe, and the time zones may be different for the customer support specialist and for the engineering team. For example, engineering team can be sleeping at the time when a customer is asking a customer support service to help them, and the customer support doesn't have a way to find this information because the engineers are sleeping, and that information is also not in the single source of truth. And this is a hard situation, and it can harm the brand, and it can also harm the internal brand of the company, or the environment of the company, because the customer support engineers understand that the information is somewhere there, but they do an extra work to find that information, when this information could be somewhere in the company knowledge. So that will be all about the company knowledge I would like to talk about today. Thank you very much for watching, and let me know what you think.